Grab a beer and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And as always, I am joined by Jim.
Hello, Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Another day in paradise, enjoying the nice weather.
Yeah. We're sitting outside in the sun. And,
nice sunny day.
Nice sunny day. And we've got a couple of flights of beer here that we're going to have to try. I mean, it's a tough job.
Going to force me to do it.
I know. Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
You wouldn't believe, ladies and gentlemen, how much Jim is just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like beer. Or no, wait, that's not it at all.
No, you said you're giving up beer for Lent, is what you said.
Oh, I'll do that. I'll start later.
Oh,
if that's all right.
It's not this week?
I don't think so.
Well, so if you said it, I'm going to have to hold you to it. I might have to drink these all by myself. Then.
Oh, man. You can't ask me questions late at night because I can't remember exactly which way I'm supposed to answer them. Oh, well.
But at least I think we're in a good spot, though. This is nice. He was sitting outside.
This is what, is it Bettendorf?
I believe so,
I believe is part of the Quad Cities, and we are at Twin Span Brewing. And this building is really cool.
Yeah.
You'll see when we post the pictures. Like I said, right now we're sitting out on their patio, and they've got a couple of really big fire tables out here with chairs. They got high top tables. They got like normal tables. They got a bar in the back. I mean, this is just kind of crazy. And this is just the outside.
Right.
You know, and inside they've got
quite a few tables.
Quite a few tables. The food we got to talk about the food because we started here for a couple of reasons. One, they opened at 11.
Yep.
And two, they had food, and we hadn't had lunch yet. And oh my gosh,
I mean, it was good and good quality. Very quick. It wasn't fast food, but it was quick.
Oh, right.
It was out quick.
No, they weren't real busy right now.
Right.
So that probably worked in our favor as well. But
each of us had a different food. Nobody had the same thing, and they got all out.
It was crazy. I mean, and we had an appetizer. We had like this giant pretzel, and it had like cheese sauce. It had I think the one was kind of like a Chipotle mayo or something like that, or a Chipotle ranch or something. And then they had, I don't know if it's like the German type mustard. Very good mustard. Now, I took a lot the first bite, and there was quite a bit of horseradish, I think, in there because it cleared my sinuses out just like that.
But good, though.
Very good. So, yeah. And
kudos to the food. Very good.
Definitely.
So they set the bar kind of high for their beers.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to see. We have not had any of these beers before. And now we were just discussing when my wife and I would come down here to watch her daughter play, we always stop at this Quick Trip. Right. Quick Star, I guess, here. And in the last couple of years, I saw the sign for this place.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, and it wasn't there before. So I think it's relatively new, at least at this location. I don't know how long they've been in business total. But I'm like,
everything looks very
new.
Very new, yes.
Yeah.
There's not like, even underground, there's not like scratches or scrapes.
No, exactly.
So everything looks really nice.
Yep. And I kept saying, we got to stop there. Well, now we're here.
Yep.
So we decided we're going to start here and see how it goes. So we do have 8 of their beers, and it's kind of a across the board styles. Because we had asked the bartender, what would you recommend? We told her what we were doing, and she kind of gave us, they have like 6 core beers, and then we added a couple on after that.
Right.
Because their flights are 4.
Yep.
So I guess without further ado, we might as well.
All right. Should we start off?
Yeah.
Let me have that one, and you do a little bit of the reading.
And so the first one that we have, it's called Lager Dam 14. And it's a pre-prohibition lager, 4.2%. And it's kind of interesting because they give quite a few notes on here.
Yeah, I mean, like
I said, ABV is 4.2. The grain, it has Maris Otter, US 6-row, and corn. The hops they use is Liberty, fermented with German lager yeast. And it says it should have a floral and herbal aromatics feature prominently against light toast and earthy graininess.
Yeah.
And it pairs with just about everything on our menu.
Nice.
So
you can't go wrong.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, tasting that, I mean, that's smooth.
It smells like what you would expect. It's, like I said, it's a lager. It smells like that.
And remember, we're trying to educate everybody out there too. Yep. So it's named after the Quad Cities Lock and Dam number 14.
Yeah.
So that's a good tie into their community. And then what are the name? Come up with a good name for it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because it says that this beer is pretty similar to something that a Quad citizen from over 100 years ago would have drank.
Right.
So this is like definitely an older recipe.
And I don't know if I could be wrong, but I don't think we've had anything with a style that said pre-prohibition lager.
I do think we've had one or two, but that's about
many.
it. Not many.
So, I mean, that's really another good point is they haven't lost any of the history of, bringing back some of the old recipes are just as good as the new ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and, and some of their notes in here, and it's kind of interesting because I love learning about history. It's the first thing it says, that their brewer loves that. So it's kind of a neat thing. So
yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, so I guess what did you think on that?
So if you're looking for flavor, this is not the flavor beer.
Right.
This is a lager. This is one you're going to be able to drink a few of these. So I'm going to go like a 2.6.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's good, but it's nothing over the top. Yep. And I think this is going to hit a lot of people are going to enjoy that one.
Right. Yep. I agree with you. I think it doesn't taste like your normal lager.
Right.
It does have a little bit different flavor, and that's, that style, the pre-prohibition style.
Yep.
A little bit, maybe a little stronger flavor than some people for like a modern day lager. It's all right. I think I'm going to do like a 2.5, put it right down the middle.
Right down the middle?
Wasn't offensive at all. And you could definitely drink a number of them.
Oh,
and at 4.2%, you can't go wrong.
No.
So yeah, I mean, it was overall, I think it was good.
Yeah.
I said,
good way to start off the tasting.
Yeah. And like I said, this is the first time we've ever had a beer from these guys. So it'll be, to see how these next ones kind of go.
Right. So now we're stepping it up. We're ratcheting it up a little bit.
Yep. So the next one we have is Twin Sister.
Okay.
And that is a Czech amber lager.
So this might be in one of our buddies' wheelhouse.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to compare it to some of the other ones we've had. 5.7%. So it jumped up a little bit from the first one. It uses Munich. This is the grains. Munich, English pale chocolate, and crystal rye.
Nice.
And again, they use Liberty hops fermented with German lager yeast. So these first two are definitely a German-inspired.
Yep. Yes.
Pairs with, I don't know, they're pretzel, whole hog burger, and loaded fries.
Wow, nice.
So it definitely looks like an amber.
Yeah, it's darker in color. All right, so now...
Oh, yeah, it smells like an amber.
Oh, well, so did you read the first line here? The brewer said, I do have a twin sister named Amber. So
okay.
So that'd be a good way to
So they're actually using like legitimate reasons to name their stuff.
Right.
She might might even really like this beer. She hasn't tried it yet. That's funny.
That's kind of Czech. You can smell the Czech.
Ooh, I like that.
That's not bad.
That has definitely got a pretty good flavor to it.
Wow, that's good.
Well, yeah, you can definitely taste the maltiness.
Yeah, I think our friend Toby would probably like this.
Possibly.
Yeah,
you don't know. He might not be able to hang anymore. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we could educate him on it.
There you go. We
could bring him into the fold.
Yeah. See if we could get him back to drinking a beer.
That's a good one.
That is good. Like I said, I think just the flavor of that one, it's what you would expect in amber.
Right. Well,
but
so you know what's good? I know that there's a lot of times that we've had like some type of floral stuff that's been added to beers, like heather and
hibiscus.
But like an actual girl's name.
Oh, Amber.
Well, I guess Amber's probably the best one. Tasted the best so far.
Yeah.
So for a girl's name and a taste, it matches up.
It matches up pretty well.
I'm all for that one.
There you go.
So what do you got on a score on the Twin Sister?
I like it. I think and again, ambers fall into like the red ales and the brown ales where a lot of times they don't have a huge amount of flavor. Typically the amber will have a little more flavor, which this one I think does. I like this. I think I'm going to go like a 2.8.
Wow.
I think it's a very good representative of an amber. And I think a lot of people, if you've never tried one, this would be a good one to try. I think they'd like it.
Yeah. I mean, definitely for me, I mean, we've had now going on a few different of these Czech style lagers. So this one definitely is not offensive, not bad. I mean, you could have a few of these. I mean, but it's good now that we're branching out in a few of these other styles.
Yep.
And now some of these other breweries are doing the same thing too. So I'm glad for it. So I'm going to go with 2.7. I'm right in there with you.
Okay.
I like it. I think I could have another one of those easily.
Yep.
without a doubt. So,
and that's just kind of crazy that you're enjoying branching out into some other styles.
Don't say it too loud. It could ruin my reputation.
I almost got a tear in my eye. I can't believe it.
The next ones here are gonna really test me.
These are gonna test you. Yeah,
these are really gonna test me.
So, so the first one was the pre-prohibition lager. Then we had an amber lager. The next one we have is called Uncle Juicy.
You have Uncle Larry, right?
Yeah. I don't know if
do we call him Juicy?
I don't think we call him Juicy. He may not like that.
That's probably not a characteristic of Uncle Larry.
No, he'd probably say, Now, this is a fruited Berliner Weiss.
Ooh.
So, again, it's going to be, a German style.
So, does that mean, just to correct me or educate, it didn't say sour?
No.
So, those fruited Berliner Weiss is not mean sour?
Berliner Weiss does not mean sour.
Okay.
No.
All right.
This is 6.4% ABV. They use Pilsner and oats for the grains. Jarrylo, Jarrylo for hops. I've never heard of that one.
No.
Cara orange, mango, pineapple, fermented with GMO sour yeast. Well, now we got a sour element to it.
There might be there.
Tasting notes, pink lemonade, berry smoothie, and sourdough. And it pairs with tuna poke, some tacos, and a margarita flatbread.
Wow.
See, that's kind of cool that they tell you kind of what to match it up with for their food.
And then we're able to let the listeners know, too, exactly what we're tasting. Because it is hard sometimes to describe exactly what we have.
Right.
But it looks like that they've made a fruited sour before. And that's why I was a little bit trying to understand, even though it doesn't say sour.
Right.
Is it going to be sour?
Yeah. Well, after it said that they used, sour yeast, it's kind of like, because not all Berliner Weisses are not sour.
Right. So I took a whiff of it.
It smells a little sour.
Oh, God. Oh, boy, there's some sourness.
It has a tartness. I'm not going to lie to you. Here, I'll let you pour a little more of yours in mine if you want.
Oh.
Color-wise, it almost looks like orange juice, doesn't it? It's that kind of a...
It's like an unfiltered orange juice. It's, kind of hazy.
Yeah, there's no pulp in it, thank goodness.
No. Ooh, that is...
It's definitely... I know it's definitely a tartar than what you're gonna like.
Wow. Yeah, this does not remind me of Uncle Larry.
No,
this is definitely. He can definitely not worry about us calling him Uncle Juicy.
He'll be happy about that.
Oh God,
boy. So, what did it say? It had mango, orange, and pineapple. Yeah, I guess you can definitely get some of that in there.
Yeah, because it said they made one of these before. They called it Barry, Kate, and Ashley.
But scratched the right itch at the right time.
Yeah.
So Uncle Juicy.
Yeah.
Kind of. We've tried some sour, and when we went to Barntown, and had their sours.
Those are good.
Their sours are not sour; they're more the sweeter, thing.
Yes.
Where I think this has a lot more tartness, I guess you would say, than those did for sure.
Yeah, for me, I'm not sold on it. I was sold on Berliner Weiss because I think we talked about this before. I kind of expected it to taste like one of the Hefeweizens.
Yeah, in that kind of a style.
That category, yeah. This definitely does not taste like a Hefeweizen.
Mm-hmm.
This is not. If I wouldn't have, I thought this was gonna be kind of like Uncle Larry's drink. He would not have liked this. That's one. But I'm glad you're taking a little more for me because it was.
It's it's not bad, but it's not something I wouldn't buy a pint of it myself. I'm just not. I think I'd get heartburn.
Yeah,
because it definitely has a tartness to it, and to me it always seems like, especially when they have pineapple.
Yeah,
that's more of that, more acidic, and it kind of gets to me, I guess. But yeah, so I guess what do you?
Wow, I'm sorry on this. I'm gonna have to go 1.5.
1.5?
Yeah, I'm not sold on it. I'm not a sour guy. It's just way too tart for me. It just puckers my lips. My mouth is still like. So
you don't want any more?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm kind of in agreement with you. Like I said, I've drank a lot more sours, but this, we've talked about it before. I think a lot of the times the sours are going more to a sweetness flavor instead of sour, where this is kind of more your actual sour, getting like that. So on that side, it's a decent representation, but like I said, I don't think I would buy a pint of it myself. So I'm going to do like a 1.9 I like it a little bit better than you did, but again, I think that it's a little too tart.
Yeah.
For something that I would want to drink a lot of.
Yeah, I think what we had there, that was 6 ounce.
Yep.
Taster glass is plenty for us.
Plenty.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, then speak of the Hefeweizen.
Oh, dang, yeah. So the next one that we have is Lunar Cat is the name of it.
All right.
And this is a Hefeweizen with peaches.
Peaches.
Yep.
All right, well, that sounds good.
It sounds good.
Yes.
4.4% for grains. They use Pilsner, red wheat, white wheat, hops, Mandarina, Bavaria.
Wow.
Extras, peach puree and extract, fermented with German Weissbier yeast.
Okay, so
this would be like the Berliner Weiss,
right?
You would have thought, but they used a sour yeast instead of this, and it has their tasting notes: fresh sourdough bread with peaches, hints of banana and cloves. Okay, pairs with beets and cheese, strawberry arugula salad.
Ooh, all right. Well, and guess what this one's named after?
What's a cat?
His cat.
Oh, really?
Luna.
Huh.
So he's got Luna the cat.
Interesting. So, well, at least we can figure out how they got the names of them. Some places it's like, I don't know.
Well, you can smell the peach.
Oh, geez, yeah.
That's a strong peach.
That is a strong peach smell. Let's see if the flavor matches the aroma. You get peach. You definitely taste peach. I'm trying to see it. I don't know about, let's say a couple more tastes. I don't know about like the sourdough bread part of it. And I'm not, maybe a little banana, but I definitely, the peach is what gets me.
Yeah, the peach stands out and for aroma and flavor.
Yeah, for sure. Color-wise, I mean, it's somewhat similar to the sour we just had, but not quite as.
Right, it's a little bit hazy, but not as hazy.
Yep.
But it's got a decent flavor.
Yeah, I don't mind this. I mean, ice cold, I think this would be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hard part, I mean, again, it's a Hefeweizen, so it's going to have that kind of a flavor.
Of flavor to it.
It's going to have that flavor, so it's not, you got to make sure you understand that going in, it's going to have that. But the peach flavor really helps it out.
Oh, for sure. Yep. I'm trying to see if he had anything on his, but anyway, this, I like it. I think it's pretty good.
Here's a sentence. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just reading it. Okay. It says, I even use German water. We use 100% reverse osmosis water and build up a Munich water profile.
Yep.
It's biochemically German water.
You know what's funny? When you talk about that, because my brother has a program where he can do the same thing.
Really?
You can do the like reverse osmosis, take everything out of your water and then add chemical, whatever it is. However they do it, it tells you exactly how much to make it taste like any water from around the world.
Really?
Yeah, it is really crazy. No.
So then if you wouldn't have made it like German water to have a different taste again.
It could, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's really kind of crazy that's how far brewers can go.
Right.
I mean, you can make beer with water from Germany, quote unquote, exactly like that for the German style.
That's cool.
So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, and it's hard, I guess, for me sometimes to know. So you have this beer with this style of water. What would the same exact thing taste like if you used just regular Iowa water?
Yeah.
It must, I don't know how much off the taste would be.
Right, exactly. I don't either. But it's kind of crazy.
Right.
Think about it. I suppose it changes. There's probably minerals and all that in water in different places that add different things to it.
And I mean, just think too, you're only doing it for the batch of beer that you're brewing for this Hefeweizen.
Yep.
So where do you put that water that you only change the water that you need for this batch and then you don't? I mean,
then once that's done, because then they wash everything out and start over. Then you can make a beer with water from Austria or, South America, whatever you're doing,
Wow. So,
kind of wild.
Wow. So what are you thinking on this one?
I think it's pretty good. The peach, like I said, you definitely get the peach.
Yes.
And for a Hefeweizen, it'd be interesting to taste the Hefeweizen by itself.
Yep.
To see how it is. But I think the weediness, if you want to say that, of the Hefeweizen, the peach kind of knocks that down a little bit. I'm going to go, I'll go with a 2.7.
Wow.
I liked it. I thought it's a pretty good, would I want a lot of them? Nah, probably not. But I think overall I liked it. It was a good flavor.
Right. So the good part for me is, the peaches knock down the Hefeweizen weedy flavor to it. So the peaches are really good. I'm not a peach guy, but I think it's okay. So I think I'm just going to go a tad lower. I'm just going to go a 2.5. I'm just going to hit right in the middle. Now, if you're a super peach person, like peaches, this is probably right in your wheelhouse.
There was, not to cut you off, when Bob and Ron and I first were starting to do beer tastings at the camper. And Bob, like I told everybody before, his sister got him like a 3-month beer of the month club membership.
Yep, okay.
And he brought one, and I think the maddest I ever saw Ron is we had a peach beer.
Oh.
And so this was early on in our craft beer journeys. And it was just funny because we tasted it, and he was just like, there's things that shouldn't be in beer, and peach is one of them. And,
Isn't hibiscus the other?
Yeah. Or coriander. Coriander is the one he goes crazy. But it was just kind of funny. So now, when you get more used to it,
right?
It's not nearly as
bad.
As bad or as whoa, wait a minute. Is that first one though? It was just like, he was funny.
He was not ready for it.
He was not ready for it, and he did not like it.
Nice. All right, we're cruising right along.
So we're half done. So now, this next flight we have 2 IPAs, and they look remarkably different.
Yes.
We have 2 IPAs, and we have 2 stouts.
Yep. So
we're going to start with the IPAs. So the first one we have is the West End of the Galaxy. This is a West Coast IPA, 7.5% ABV.
That's good, up there.
Grains, they use Pilsner and Maris Otter. Hope they're not using otters.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. Hops, Galaxy, CTZ, Chinook, and they're fermented with thiol expressing yeast, THIOL. I don't know. Expressing yeast. Tasting notes, passion fruit.
There you go.
Peach and pine resin.
Ooh, is this like
sap? I'm guessing.
Was this like, remember we were at Confluence and they had that pine?
Oh, yeah.
Remember? I don't know if it's going to be the same or not, but
I don't know. Because that's the one that was aged in gin barrels, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. And then it has pairs with the Maho tacos and the brisket sandwich.
Well, those are two good foods.
So this one is definitely kind of more of almost like an amberish, a little bit darker than the next one for sure. Ooh. And then I spilled some on the ground.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
Look at that.
Wow. Ooh, that smells like an IPA, Jim. West Coast IPA.
Oh, boy. Oh, God. Oh, boy.
This one has a little bit of a bite to it.
Wow. So here's one good note. It looks like here it's worth reading.
Okay.
So it says that the brewer was on a local news program, Good Morning Quad Cities, a couple of months ago, teaching the host how to essentially taste beer like a beer judge.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Getting out there. Educating the masses on how to drink good craft beer.
Yeah.
I was handed a hazy IPA from Adventurous Brewing, which
is another place down here.
Which we might be able to stop
at.
Yep. To use as a reference beer. On trying the description, the aromas I was experiencing, I used the term dank. Dank. A word that is way too broad and overused. But that's what my brain pulled out. So the brewer uses the word dank.
Yeah.
I think he's being a little too friendly.
Did you see what it keeps? Because he said that. Then the host said, "Oh, you mean it's bad?"
Oh.
In which he replied with a smirk, "No, like the Illinois side of the river." I'm not sure everyone realized that was a pot reference, but it got a big laugh. So
what does that mean then?
I don't know.
So dank is not a good word?
We've had dank IPAs before, and they're usually like a stronger, almost
like my mouth is dry right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is one of those, we always talk about, sometimes it's like, it feels like it dries your mouth out. This one is definitely kind of like that.
Yeah, this is not up there in one of my best tasting.
That does have a bit of a dankness to it. So I'll go first because I'm pretty sure you need a little time to figure out exactly how high you're going.
All right, what's it's looking for the fences on this one?
No, this one's pretty. Definitely has a strong flavor, and I don't know if it's because it's a West Coast IPA. I guess it'll be interesting because the next one we have is an East Coast
right.
to tell the difference between them. But this one definitely has a stronger hop flavor. If you're not into IPAs and you're not ready, it's going to surprise you.
Yeah, it may not be.
Ergo, Jim.
You may not want to start with this one.
Yeah. I don't know if I could finish a pint of it Just because, I mean, it definitely is a stronger flavor to it.
You'd have to get a glass of water.
Yes, have a sip of this, sip of that. I'm going to go like a 2.2, I guess.
All right.
Wow. Like I said, it's okay, but it definitely has a strong flavor.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm going to swing for the fences on this one.
Okay.
Give her all she's got.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go a solid 1.0. I'm just like, this is not, for me, this is not, I mean, because like my mouth is still like
it's one of
convulsing from the what I put in there.
It's definitely a stronger flavor.
Wow, that is just hard.
If you're into IPAs and West Coast IPAs specifically, I think people would like it. But like I said, it was strong.
Yeah, it's got some qualities that you got to be ready for.
Right.
If you're not expecting it, you're gonna be very, very
surprised.
Very surprised. Oh, well, all right. Let's move on to the next one.
The next one is their 80 East. This is a hazy IPA. It wasn't an East Coast. It's a hazy IPA. 6.8%. They use Pils, wheat, and oats in it. And
that's
Cashmere, Sabro, Eldorado for the hops.
Okay.
And this, again, is fermented with that thiolized English yeast. I apologize, folks. I don't know what that is. I'm sure my brother will let me know. But tasting notes, coconut and pineapple.
Coconut, well.
And it pairs with their hot waffles, bangers, and fries.
Not like our friend would say, right?
No.
Not the other kind of waffle.
No. All right, let's see if I can pour this without spilling it on the ground.
Don't spill any.
Okay.
Did you spill some?
I had just a couple of drops is all. This one definitely doesn't smell quite as strong of a hop smell as the last one.
Not as hoppy. No. What's that flavor? Is that pineapple?
Yeah. I said we should notice coconut and pineapple.
Much better than Western.
Much better than the last one. This one is pretty good. I could drink a pint of this one.
That one's easy. A lot easier to drink.
Mm-hmm. It almost has a sweetness to it.
Yeah, I mean, which is so, I mean, because that's, again, the spectrum of IPAs. It's so vast. Yeah. I guess in my opinion, a humble opinion, the IPAs have more of a broad spectrum of flavors than just about any of the other styles of beer.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Because, you can go for the one that's, you would have to say the IBUs on that West End had to be above 80.
Oh, it had to have been. It'd have to be.
I mean, but they don't put but they don't put the IBUs. Where this one, it's an IPA, but the IBUs, I would say,
pretty
in the 50s.
Probably.
Or 40s, maybe.
I bet you're right. I'm just kind of surprised by the kind of the sweetness to it.
Right.
On the aftertaste. Yeah, I don't mind that one. That is not too bad.
Well, I'm trying to look up what the thiolized.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just more confused.
Oh, okay.
So
we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm even
able to pronounce the words.
Well, and to try to give the listeners like a educated answer to what it is.
Sure.
Because it looks like it's more thiolized is like combining different things.
Okay.
It looks like that's a yeast and it's mixed with different hops and so it really.
So there's a whole process kind of thing.
Much more complicated than just like A plus B.
Okay.
So I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to go that. We can't go that deep yet. Yeah. Well, it's good to know anyway, because like I said, I never heard of it before, and so interesting.
Wow,
I don't mind this one. I could drink a pint of this.
Yeah, this is okay.
Why don't you go first? And
wow, and it's now you've painted me into a corner because it actually tastes so good.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't usually rate IPAs. I mean, because we've done a few tastings of them.
Oh, yes. Yep.
I mean, and we've tried a lot. I mean, that's an unquantifiable term.
Right.
But I mean, we've tried, and I think this is actually decent, which is, I'm going to have to go at 2.8, I think.
Nice.
This is, I think, so far, I think this is the one I like the best. The flavor and everything. I mean, it's.
I hate to say it.
I know. I don't. Can't believe I'm saying it, but it is actually very good.
We haven't got to the two stouts yet, but
right.
I'm in agreement with you. I think right now I like this one the best so far. I'm going to go at 2.9.
Wow, nice.
I was toying around going to 3, but I was like, but I do think whatever that sweetness is that they've got in there, it's really good, and it's not like a fake sugar added sweetness. You know what I mean? So it's got to be just from their process,
right.
and what they used, and it's good.
Yeah, definitely, like you said, I'd go back and have another one of those, without a doubt.
All right.
Now we're getting into your wheelhouse.
We're getting right back into where we're used to.
Yes.
So the first one that we're going to try here is Untold Depths, and we got some rattle in there.
Clanker.
Untold Depths.
Yep.
And this is a export stout with chocolate. 6.8%. They use Vienna, Munich chocolate, pale chocolate, and roast barley for the grains. They have Magnum hops.
Wow.
Extras fair trade. I don't know what that means. Organic cacao nibs, lactose, and is fermented with American ale yeast.
Okay.
Tasting notes, we should taste dark chocolate, and dried cherries.
Ooh.
Now, if there's a cherry in there.
I get that one too.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're probably
going to share that one too?
Gosh. It pairs with whole hog burger and chorizo flatbread.
Huh. All
so
right.
let me pour it. Is there anything? Because he had quite a write-up.
Yeah,
about this one, so I don't know if there's anything in there that kind of stood out.
So it says that. So apparently he had one on tap before. It was called Some More S'mores.
Okay.
So he was looking on YouTube, it looks like, and he stumbled on a rabbit hole of videos from chocolatiers, articles on the history of cacao in the Aztec Empire.
Huh.
And finally, on someone that had plotted out sensory diagrams on all cacao varieties, and had opened his own shop to source and sell nibs.
Really? Huh.
I didn't know that you could sell cacao nibs.
Yeah. Well, then you see down here that he's talking about Indian nibs really stood out to me. They lean heavily towards berry and fruit notes and not so much on nutty, earthy. It's like, okay. Trying to see what else he is, because it talks about a bunch of different quality of tasting from Mexican nibs and all this and that. So
see where it says, so there aren't just cacao nibs in this beer. There's different kind of nibs.
Huh. Well, there we go.
Well, who would have known that? And we wouldn't have known if they would.
Yeah.
Tell us.
I give these guys credit. They have a pretty good write-up on each beer.
Yeah.
Which is, you hate to say it, but it's kind of a rare thing anymore, you know?
Yeah.
It smells like a...
What does that smell? Is that...
Like a stout. It does have a little bit of like that roasted... What you got going on there?
Fly.
Oh. Well, you can have the fly. That's not a big deal. I don't need to share that.
You don't need to share the fly?
No.
Well, if I start Ralph, you know what it was from.
It does have a little bit of a sweetness.
I don't know what. There's something different. It's almost like that smoked.
I was going to say, I think that's from the what did it say they had in here? Roast barley.
Is that what that?
Yeah.
Because it almost has, like that smoky aroma.
Yep. And the thing that's nice about it though is, because sometimes, when you have the toasted or roasted grains, a lot of times it has that burnt flavor.
Right.
But this one doesn't have the flavor. It has a little bit of the aroma.
Right.
But not the flavor. The flavor is definitely has a little bit of a sweetness, which must be the cherry. That's what I'm guessing.
Oh. But you can't really taste the cherry.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
And I don't know, how do you differentiate between dark chocolate and regular chocolate? How do you?
Well, the dark chocolate's not going to be, it's going to be not as sweet.
Okay.
Well, do you remember there was that one beer? Wasn't it by, who was it by? We had the one that it was dark chocolate. It wasn't Avery, but you remember they had the one that tasted just like dark chocolate.
Yes.
And that was pretty good.
But when I mix two kinds of chocolate, it's really hard to pick out each. That's not
bad.
It's not bad. You just have to be like that smoky.
Right.
Is what caught me a little off guard.
Yep. I mean, it's definitely has a little bit of a different flavor.
Yep.
But like the sweetness, it's not over the top, which is nice. So,
all right, well, you go first on this one.
So on the Untold Depths, I'm gonna go with 3.0. I mean, I think it was pretty good. Like I said, it had the right amount. It wasn't over the top sweet. It didn't have like that real burnt flavor that some of them have. I think overall it was good.
All right. Well, I think I'm right up there with it. I'm going to say a 2.9. Definitely not a bad beer. It tastes good, though.
Yeah.
All right, now we're up to our final one.
Eighth and final one on this podcast. So this is their Steel Beem.
Steel Beem.
And I guess we should have said early on that the Twin Span talks like about a bridge.
Oh, yes.
The bridge that's close. And the you'll see in the pictures that we took, the tap that has like a bridge. When we have a Steel Beem, it's 4.5%. It's an Irish stout. It uses Irish stout malt, special B, roast barley, and oats.
Nice. That's good.
Hops, fuggle.
All right.
They're fuggly. Fermented with English yeast. Tasting notes, a Mexican-inspired tiki smoothie.
Oh, I don't think we've had that, have we?
Pairs with margarita flatbread, whole hog burger. It's an Irish extra stout.
Nice.
Rich notes of coffee and chocolate, along with hints of toasted almond and dried figs. Pairs with our For the Healthy Amigos tacos and rolling with the lobster.
Lobster. All right, Steel Beem. So this is going to be inspired by the bridge, right?
That's what I'm guessing. It smells like an Irish. Definitely smells like an Irish stout. You know, they have that aroma. When you smell one, you know it instantly.
You know right away. Wow.
It tastes like a classic Irish stout.
Does it?
Yeah. It's not bad, but it has more of a dryness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To the flavor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I said, when you taste them, they have that. You know what I'm talking about when I said a dryness on the aftertaste. You're kind of like,
Yeah, this is it'll catch you off guard.
Not quite in your wheelhouse.
Gosh, I was so hoping for this. And
Yeah.
wow, this is
it's okay. It's definitely, like I said, it's a Irish stout.
Yes.
Boy, what are you thinking?
I'm not sold on it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to. It's not bad. It's not horrendous.
Right.
But I think I'm gonna have to go 2.4. I'm gonna have to knock it down a little bit. I don't know. I'm just not sold on it.
Well, I'm going, okay, do I go at 2.4 or do I go at 2.6? I mean, it's kind of in
that range.
That range. I'll go at 2.6 just to be a little different. Like I said, to me, it's what you would expect from an Irish stout. Kind of that dryness. Right. It's okay. I wouldn't drink
You wouldn't want to drink this one after the West End.
No. Probably not.
The water.
Probably not. All right. Well.
All right.
So this is Twin Span Brewing.
Right. We had 8.
And we had 8 of their beers that are on tap.
6 of their core and 2 extra.
Core and 2 extra ones. Boy, I guess, I can go first, Jim. I think the Untold Depths, for me, that was probably number 1. I personally really liked the 80 East, the hoppy or the hazy IPA.
Yep.
And then I think the twin sister, that amber. I think I like those are my top 3. Overall, I think they were all pretty good. Again, I think the West End, you have to be ready for it.
Right. You have to really like that style.
Yeah. Yep. And kind of similar with the Steel Beem. If you're not into the Irish stout style, I think that might catch you a little bit off guard as well.
Right.
But overall, I thought they were good. But yeah, like I said, I think the Untold Depths was number 1. The 80 East was my second one. And then the Amber was third.
All right. And it looks like you may have copied my notes. Because it looks like I think I've got the same thing. I think I actually like the West End better than the Untold.
Okay.
Even though it doesn't reflect on my score, I think that I actually like that one, which is...
And that is crazy.
I know, because
your top beer is a hazy IPA.
And it actually tasted really good. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised by how good that was.
I agree.
And the Untold Depths, I would say, is second. And then the twin sister, the Amber, and then that Lager Dam. The
Lager Dam, yep.
Yeah, right in that. All good beers.
Yeah, like I said, the only ones that I would say if you're not used to drinking craft beer, that's going to catch you is the West End and possibly the Steel Beem. Right. If you're not used to an Irish stout.
Yes.
If you're used to it, it's a good representation. So awesome. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yes, I mean
anything else on?
Well, we're early today.
Yep.
We still have some time.
We got some time to hit a couple, and at least 1 or 2 more.
Right. Let's hope that
we'll check those out.
We can get our driver organized and.
Oh yeah, as long as we have the game plan set, we're good.
You're right. So that's a good start to the day.
Exactly. All right. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here in. Are we in Davenport? Is that what we said?
Bettendorf.
Bettendorf. I'm sorry.
I think Bettendorf.
So thanks for joining us in Bettendorf, Iowa, at Twin Span Brewing.
Yep.
And if you're in the area, if you stop by the Quick Star, you're gonna you'll see the sign for it, and make sure to stop in. And like I said, the food was amazing. Beers are really good, and I think you would enjoy it. So, hey, like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm.
And your beers are always cold.
See ya.
Take it easy. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.